welcome back to another video. And today's video, it's fun. I'm actually really excited about this. It's not a typical, we're not talking about some bullshit in the gaming industry. We're not talking about something negative. We're not talking about Gamergate 2 or any of that bullshit. We're talking about something I'm genuinely excited to talk about. I'm shocked. I never thought this was going to happen. I never in a million years, if you would have asked me, I would have told you this isn't going to happen. I can't believe we're talking about it. Dead Rising is back. The reason I'm making a video, because normally when a remake or a remaster of a game is coming out, like, I would probably just tweet about it and be done. But I feel like Dead Rising is special to my channel because I have showcased it over the years. I've done streams on the game multiple times. I've done a full video you can go watch. Actually, one of my first videos on the channel about Dead Rising. It's one of my favorite games of all time, the original, and it's being fully remade. Do not let the title of this game deceive you, because it is not a remaster. This is a remake. What we got in 2016, that was a remaster. Okay, this is a full-blown remake from the ground up. Like, it looks incredible. It's running on I believe it is running on a version of the engine in MT framework for Capcom. It looks just amazing. Difference of like what lighting can do, you know, from 20 years ago. I mean, it's been 18 years since the original Dead Rising came out. And the other thing I'll say it's funny about it for me and Dead Rising is, like, when the original Dead Rising came out, like, I was excited to play the game. Obviously, I bought it day one, but it didn't really like grab me when it was first out. It wasn't until a couple years later when Dead Rising 2 came out, and then I went back and was like, I should go back to the original Dead Rising. And then where I really like fell in love with the original one was when that 2016 remaster came out. That's when I finally sat down and was like, I want to get everything in this game. And on the Xbox One, I thousand that game, which was a fun experience. This looks great. There's one little hiccup that I know is going to trip up some people. Personally, it doesn't bother me, but I know it's going to bother fans of the franchise. That is, of course, Frank West's design has been redone once again, and it's clearly a new voice actor. We now have confirmation that TJ Rotolo wasn't even contacted. He had a great response because somebody asked him, and he just said, look, like, they didn't contact me about it. That's fine. They can do whatever they want. Like, if you don't get contacted, you don't get contacted. And it wasn't, he had no like spite or anything about it at all. And honestly, I kind of like this new look for Frank for the game. He looks more realistic. Considering, like, when you look at this trailer, how they're really updating the graphics on, it's not even just Frank, but like the zombie models look crazy. All the different NPCs and characters you can save look crazy. There's things that they've talked about here, like they have completely overhauled the NPC behavior, so it's not gonna be a bitch to get them back to the safe room like it used to be. I'm sure it's still gonna suck, but not as much. There's no more 8-person limit either. You can just have as many of them as you probably can fill. That's pretty fucking wild for this game. It's looking tremendous, and I cannot wait. And one of the best parts about this too is it's out September 19th digitally for, I believe it is Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. So it's not going to be on last generation systems, which, thumbs up, like, more of that, please. And then also, it's not on the Switch, but that makes sense. If you look at what's going on here, the Switch would probably fucking melt. So I feel like it could be in the future a Switch 2 release, like whenever, you know, we have more details about the Switch 2. But this looks tremendous. For those of you out there that want a physical copy, that is coming. They're going to release a physical copy of it sometime in November, so there will be a physical version of this game as well, but they're putting it out digitally. I think this is just a smart move. Like, for me personally, I'm not gonna be able to wait 2 months. I'm gonna buy it digitally right away, and then down the road I'll pick up a physical copy for my collection. But this is a game I have no problem. I will probably triple dip and have this on every platform at some point, because it's one of my favorite games of all time. So, and at some point I want to get the PC version, because I know people will mod it and break it and all sorts of crazy shit. I want to shout out to one of my favorite YouTube channels, Stipo, Stipo, which is a dude that just goes through the original Dead Rising and different beta versions and stuff. This is a dude that, like, I don't know if there's anybody else out there that loves Dead Rising, the original, more than this man. He hasn't been active for like 2 years on YouTube because he kind of hit a wall where, like, there's not really much to talk about anymore because he's gone through every nook and cranny of that original game between different beta versions and everything. He just blew up the other day when this came out. He's already put out, I believe, two videos. And yeah, he's gonna fully 100% deep dive into this when it comes out this fall, which is awesome. So I look forward to all of that content from that guy as well. But definitely go check out that guy's channel if you have any love or admiration for the original Dead Rising, because it is fantastic and phenomenal, the stuff that man has gone through with that game. You'll learn everything about the original Dead Rising. It's quite a concept. That guy also pointed out in his video, like, there are some stuff that has made it into this version of Dead Rising now that was cut from the original, such as like zombies, that like the police zombies and stuff that have guns were actually able to fire the guns. They pulled that out. That was in later Dead Rising games, but that's been implemented here. I'm over the moon. Like, this was not something I expected at all. And then when I saw that, there wasn't even rumblings. It literally was, I opened my YouTube app on my phone one day when I was on a break from work, and it came up, and I was like, what is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? And I watched the trailer, and like I said, it's deceiving because you think, oh, they're remastering another time. No, this is a remake. Like, they even go through the footage that you're seeing here. They even go through and say, this is really just a remake. Like, they probably should change the title to Dead Rising Deluxe Remake. It would make a lot more sense. Now, then that pegs the question. This is probably the biggest question, is, does that mean we're going to get a new Dead Rising? Is Capcom actually looking at this franchise and saying, yeah, we should make another one? And I think we should. And I think it all depends on if there is still interest in this franchise. So if you want to see a new Dead Rising, buy this and prove to Capcom that there's still interest in this franchise. And I bet you anything at this point, much like, Resident Evil 6 lost its way, I think Dead Rising 4 lost its way. I don't think Dead Rising 4 is a bad game. Like, I don't hate that game like everybody else, but I will admit that Dead Rising 4, it does not feel like a Dead Rising game. They stripped out a lot of what made Dead Rising unique. And if they can come back now and make this, balls to the wall, here's what we want Dead Rising to be in, let's say 2026. Yeah, I would love to see that. So, and I think that the time's right. We've had what now, like half a decade of Resident Evil just like devouring, the industry between the remakes of 2 and 3 and 7 and Village, which, I have opinions on those have done incredibly well. So it makes sense that Capcom's going to start looking at other franchises. People really want to see a new Dino Crisis, which they did tweet out that thing the other day recognizing the anniversary. So maybe there's some hope that Dino Crisis will get some love in the future as well. But I do really think that if this sells well, you're going to see a new Dead Rising game, because they are going to absolutely greenlight that if it hasn't been already. So I'm looking forward to it. September 19th. You guys will see, you definitely will see content about this game on the channel. And I look forward to playing it. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.